Right. Well, I'm live. Everything seems to be solid. I got the old scene running. It's just gonna be a river. Be able to see chat popping up and all that shit if anybody decides to start talking. So I think we're solid. Uh, yeah. Welcome to fucking episode 1 of Tommy Ray Hanley's world famous podcast. I don't even know what this podcast is gonna be about. I'm just kind of going. I got my
Yeah, we just
yeah,
push and go and just swim in water.
Yeah, I got my boy Pat here. Pat, how you doing?
Hola, how's it going?
Fuck yeah, dude. I'm honestly, so I've been kind of I feel like I've been doing a lot better than I have been, like we were kind of talking about a little bit earlier, like I've been just kind of in and out, of like talking to people, but mainly out of talking to people. It's just been a lot of work, you know? Sometimes you just get burnt out.
Oh, most definitely. I think it's actually perfectly healthy sometimes to just take a step back and take some time off for yourself. Especially like if you're just done socializing, and I always do it all the time. I like it. It makes the social a little bit more enjoyable when you actually finally get out of your little hermit hole and go explore the world.
Right. Yeah. Oh god. Choking on spit. And I
Oh
mean,
no.
honestly, the fucking the whole thing I think is pretty good, to be perfectly honest for me. Like it's been good. Like I've been sitting here just kind of working on just kind of getting everything going, like I had this whole podcast idea. I was tired of not doing stuff, so I was like, I'm going to do this. I actually have that all set up so that whenever I get the audio kind of separated from this, then I can just start uploading that shit to like Spotify and stuff. So it's uh it's been wild, man. Like uh I didn't really feel like I was gonna be able to do much on my own, but now that I'm doing it on my own, it feels good. I mean, like it's just the start, but it's better to start than never.
Most definitely. I
Fucking
have some personal things going on. It's sometimes hard to keep track of everything you got to do.
absolutely, man. Absolutely. On fucking shit, man. We're here, dude. We got basically all the time in the world, dude. We can talk about whatever we want. Fucking shit. We could sit here. We could stare at this damn running river if we really felt like it. That's something I just realized now that I'm looking at this. Uh, I think next time I do this, I'm gonna have just like a graphic or something going over this fucking river. I don't know if you can see what it is I'm looking at. Let me hit the old Discord real quick.
Let's say, are
Uh,
you using a Discord or is it just on Twitch?
I mean, I guess I could show you in Twitch. That might be easier. Let me hit the old share screen. Doot, doot, doot.
Do.
Oh man, this is gonna fuck up my Twitch stream for just a split second, so like so that you can see this because I'm
I think that's very peaceful, very
yeah
calming.
right. So I figure next time I'll probably put like a little graphic or something. It says like Tommy Ray Hanley or whatever. Uh, but yeah,
Definitely get one.
dude, the experience of setting up all of this has been surprisingly easy. Like whenever we were uh originally setting everything up with the old BBQ, we I didn't really know what it was we had to do because I wasn't the one handling it. I was kind of handling like getting the email stuff figured out and like Discord and all that, and kind of figuring out how we should maybe not like promote is the wrong word, but just kind of get everything set up. And so whenever I was looking into this, I found out that uh, hosting stuff, like, so in order to get like podcasts and stuff onto like Spotify and shit like that, you have to have a site essentially host your host your audio, and then that hosting site is what like Spotify or uh, like TuneIn or like any other podcast site will pull from, and then people will go to those sites and you know or use the apps and what have you to actually listen to them, and found out that the hosting sites are relatively similar to like SoundCloud. To be honest, like you have like a limited amount of like time that you can use, and uh, once that time is up, after like a month, you can upload more and stuff like that, and it's it's pretty chill. Like if you want to do it free, you can. Um, I don't know how much I would recommend paying for it or not paying for it because I have yet to pay for it myself, but it seems pretty legit. It was very easy to get everything set up.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. I don't know how it is for like the music side of like say Spotify or whatever, but uh, I
It's
know
actually something we need to research a little bit more about
you said
because it's something that's actually interesting to kind of do some more research about. Just learning how like bigger podcast channels like actually get their podcasts out there across platforms and stuff. It's not just as simple as just sharing it on like a couple social media platforms. Like there's actual sites you can have that can broadcast or share your link to get access to your stuff. And
yeah,
it's kind of a unique way to make sure that you can get a wider audience involved.
yeah. That so whenever I was first looking at it, oh fuck, what the fuck? Oh god, looking at it, I was on my Twitch. I like pulled open Chrome so I could like pull up information about what I was about to talk about, and it started just like playing my stream. But yeah, so whenever I was originally looking up like how to get stuff on Spotify, it I originally was like reading uh, just like an FAQ about how to get stuff on there, and then after I got because at first I was like, wow, that just seems really fucking easy, and then when I got into it, I was like, oh, that's not for podcasts, that's for fucking music. I feel like an asshole, but essentially, uh, at least as far as I can remember, um, publish to Spotify. From what I can remember, it was saying like you can essentially just you essentially buy what is like a quote unquote record label, and then from there you can just host it or like upload it to anything, or they distribute it or whatever. Because that's I guess that's the difference between podcasts and music. Is for like the music side, you look for a distributor to distribute your music to any of these other platforms, and then for a podcast, you need to have somebody host it, and then from there it can go to different places. Because I think podcasts are much longer, they have to have like something else is involved with it or whatever, or maybe it's just like a it's just different guidelines and shit because there's different laws for music than there are podcasts, which I'm actually unsure about the laws of podcasts, to be perfectly honest. I've never looked. Uh,
Sure. And I think that's like maybe a lot of the reason why like a lot of people just stick to like YouTube or something like that, or like I know like certain ones get the Spotify deals and stuff like that.
mm-hmm. Fucking, where is. Here we go. So I was looking at DistroKid because they are a pretty popular uh, distributor. They've got so the pricing on this is ridiculous. Actually, it's it says unlimited uploads. For the base price, it's just musician. It's one band or artist for $20 a year. It says unlimited uploads. Keep 100% of your royalties. Get verified on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Music, and split royalties with collaborators. And then there is Musician Plus, which is like 36 a year and shit like that. And it's like a bunch of other things, like you have like a custom label name and shit like that. Just a bunch of other things. And then same thing. And then there's finally like a label if you're doing all that shit. But even a label, like if you wanted to quote unquote sign other people, uh, you can. It says like it's up to like 100 different bands or some shit for like $80 a year.
Damn.
Right. So surprisingly, it seems to be much easier to just go somewhere with music now than it was prior. Because like now that you don't have to like full on go to like a big record label, you can just quote unquote make your own. At least that's what it seems like. I'm sure there's other things behind it, like fucking how to make record label. How to start your own record label. Oh man.
No. That's a whole subject in itself.
It is. How much does it cost to start a record label? Average startup cost is anywhere between $200 to 50,000. But for a large label, the average cost can be anywhere from 100 to 500,000.
Oh, indeed.
So I mean, that's actually not bad, because I think that this is probably relatively similar to just in general starting your own company. I doubt that it's going to be as simple as just like, oh, you just go and make your, get an LLC and then you're done. But
Well, I mean, between Eric, I mean, really, I'm not sure who all actually put in money outside of Eric, so I don't want to like say and be incorrect, but I know Eric for sure. But like, I know they probably put like close to like 3 to 4 grand into the basement already, just like doing the studio, maybe more than that already. And they're basically turning it now into its own studio. So yeah, for a good one, I could definitely see it being upwards of 50,000 for like an in-home one. And then
yeah,
like obviously big labels, they got to buy buildings and do all that stuff to it. So 500,000 isn't necessarily unreasonable at all.
yeah, I I've always kind of wanted to start a business, but that shit can be difficult.
Oh, indeed, so much intricacy to it.
Yeah, because I mean, like, because that was something that I wanted to do. Because like originally I wanted to like make a like I wanted to make
Like
like
it,
a gaming company. Like I wanted to go into game development and stuff like that. And I was looking into just all the things that it takes, and I just kind of got a little demotivated because I was just like, "Fuck,
yeah,
I
I'm
have to do
sure.
all of this shit by myself." But
This
it
is
ended
a
up
lot
not.
of shit.
Yeah, it ended up not being so bad. But it's still, I was just like, "Fuck, man! Like this is
You know,
just
I've had some
intense."
unique ideas about that because, like, I don't like it. If you pay attention right now, like out in the market, like if you look at the video game companies creating video games, like the general public isn't actually too thrilled with their designs of their games and all the problems they have with the games. and it's just like this almost rushed urgency to get the game completed, and yet they've been working on it for years, but yet modders take only a matter of months and they can make a game look so much better.
Right. Uh,
So I
it,
think like having a company like with game modders to start a developing company like that, that would be something really sweet. You could break the market because you'd make really good games that wouldn't be too expensive.
absolutely. That was kind of the thing. Was well, so it's weird, right? So between um, but between like making a game and making like a mod, it's always going to be easier to make a mod because you have like groundwork to start with, you know. But like sometimes, uh, there we go. I had to fix my layout real quick. Now there is an image. Fantastic. Um, fuck. What was I saying? Um, there's like sometimes it's really easy to make a game. Like there's as long as you like as long as you have like the skill set, like you could make a fucking whole game in like a day. Like it's not gonna be fucking amazing, but you can do it. Shit, there's people that have cranked out games in literally like 45 minutes. It's just I think it's just the scope of what it is you want to do is what make things take more time because there's just so many little intricacies. Like I got into um, a little bit into modding with Elden Ring recently, um, and it's been a whole thing to be perfectly honest, because like even just that, like there's so many little things, like just to change, like for example, just to change, um, like there is a weapon, uh, it's a katana. It can throw out like a wave of energy, right? And that's just one of its abilities. In order to change just that energy wave from that to say like a fucking wave of fire that like goes along the ground, you have to one be able to uh get into the game files and like find and have a way to detect exactly what effect that wave is, and then also have a way to know what and also have a way to know whatever the ID is of the wave that you're trying to shoot along, like the fire wave that you're trying to shoot along the ground. And then from there, you have to go in and like look at all these little tiny variables, um, like you know, like whether or not it can like home, how fast it travels, how big it is, how small it is, whether or not it like the direction it moves whenever it goes, like the type of damage it does, and like there's so many little tiny things. Like I'll fucking show you sometime if it's ever something you're interested in seeing. But it's even for just one thing. Like it took me about 45 minutes to just change one thing the first time. Now that I know how to do it, like I can go in, find it, whatever it is I want to change, and change it relatively quickly. It's just that learning how to do it takes a long time, and even after you learn how to do it, it can still be a lot, you know. Which I imagine it's similar for shit because like you know you're very into music and shit. I imagine it's relatively similar for music. Like you can know how to do a lot of things in music, but learning something new can take hours.
Absolutely. If not days, depending on what you're trying to learn.
Fuck.
Because, like multiple days of doing the same repetitions of whatever you're trying to do, whether it's playing music or writing music. Like writing music is probably a little easier I would think now, like, if you understand how to write music, that is, let me rephrase that, because if you don't understand to write music, obviously you're not going to have a good time. But
Right.
generally now, though, like writing music is actually a lot simpler, even if you really don't know how to write it, because a lot of programs you can just plug your instrument into it, and it'll actually, like, as you play, it'll put it on a, you know, it'll note it out on a tab.
Oh
It'll tab
wow.
it out.
I actually didn't know that. I mean, it makes sense. I don't know why I don't know why I wouldn't have thought that that was a thing already, but that's yeah, that's really fucking cool.
Yeah, like there's also like when they do MIDIs, like people program like take a program and like write MIDIs, like you've written MIDIs before, right? Writing beats and things like that.
Yeah.
So there's like a setting usually within those programs that you can actually look at how your music looks on sheet music.
Hmm.
It's kind of an interesting way to like I love those programs being able to actually like pick apart the different sections within the song and like seeing how it looks musically lined up with timing and the bars, and it's really fun because you can really like, oh, well, actually what I'm doing here doesn't quite match what we need it to match, so I can make adjustments to make it fit better, if that makes sense.
Yeah. 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 Honestly, yeah. Like I said, that's it makes sense that there would be programs to do that, and I don't know why it never dawned on me that that would be a thing you can do because like there are programs that do shit like that for so many other things. Because I mean, actually, I feel even more ridiculous about having not thought about it because like have you seen like the like AI generated art going around that's been getting like real big lately?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's now moved into music. There has been uh, people that have been working on AI generated music. It sounds fucking awful. It makes no sense. There's no rhyme or reason to it. But I mean, that's kind of how AI generated stuff works, you know? Because it was like that for like an AI generating like sentences and shit. It was all just fucking straight gobbledygook prior. But now it can write like full on stories for the most part that are for the most part coherent. And the art has gotten much, much better too, even just over the past couple years. I imagine, shit, 2 to 5 years from now, we'll be able to start hearing full on AI generated music that sounds relatively real, which actually, I guess, begs the question for me, are you worried that eventually AI will just take over making music and people just won't bother making it anymore because we can just crank out fucking hundreds of millions of hours worth of music in like days time?
Oh yeah. Like I think, well, I mean the way it stands with the birth of AI, like that's gonna dawn a new era within human history and how we live and how society works. Like the thing that's, you have to take in mind about with AI is like what happens when we no longer need jobs and there's nothing for 9 billion people to do because all the jobs are done, and effectively they can make a world that we really wouldn't need money anymore. I mean, I don't think that obviously would happen. Greed is something that will still continue to exist for a while, but I don't know. It's a really fun rabbit hole to get down into. Like,
Yeah. To be fair,
I don't want to go
uh,
there.
Reggie just made a solid point. He just said that drugs happen. So
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. But
uh,
I mean, I think that would be I think it'd be really cool though to see how AI would write music and just to like you type in a genre and it could just examine everything that's ever been written in that genre and it can create something new for you.
yeah, honestly. So like, I think that, well, for one, on
I
the
think
real quick back on the subject of like what do humans do whenever all the jobs are done? First off, I don't think that part will ever be an issue because if there's one thing I learned, that's that rich people really fucking enjoy doing all the luxuries that rich people do. So they're not gonna fucking let billions of other people all of a sudden not have to do anything either. Because then how are they gonna go do all the things that they want to fucking do, regardless of whether or not there's robots?
Well,
They
here's
they
the
got to be
thing:
better than something.
if it's
They can't be better
profitable,
than just the robots. That's not good enough.
if it's profitable,
I mean,
why wouldn't
shit.
they?
You got me there, dog.
I mean,
You
because
got
they
me
could
there.
design. You never know. They could pay somebody long enough to come up with the design for them and hire a few people just to run maintenance for the machines that are doing all the work. And even then, they might not even have to do that because AI could probably create you a bot that could fix the machine you're trying to fix.
Right. So I do actually like the what if of like AI inevitably happening. I was actually talking to Chelsea about this a little earlier. Like, if there's one thing that I know 100% about humans is that there's one specific thing that we hate more than each other, and that is anything that isn't human. So, inevitably, we're going to have, an iRobot fucking Detroit become human like situation where we just have fucking sentient AI robots running around doing shit, living amongst us, and my god, it's gonna be just the most racist shit in the world. It's gonna be absolutely awful. And to be honest, kind of glad I'm gonna probably be dead for it. I don't want to be around all that, man.
No.
Like, cause we already, specifically just in the U.S. alone, we already have enough trouble with just allowing people of the same sex to have a relationship with each other. So, how is anybody going to be able to handle basically fucking aliens walking around and living and sharing the same space? You know what I mean? Shit. Even if it wasn't robots, say it was just, a another animal or species on the earth just
Well,
became sentient, It started learning our languages and being able to speak them fluently and convey thoughts and shit. Like, that's gonna
I
cause
like
so many issues.
I kind of like Neil deGrasse Tyson's take on that matter when it comes to the fear of AI or the fear of aliens and things like that. It's like I don't know if we're quite sophisticated enough to be interesting to an extraterrestrial species capable of intergalactic travel.
Oh, hell no. Hell no.
Like I
That's
just
what.
never think that that's going to be a worry of ours. And you think about it, like they want if resources is the point that someone would make that aliens would want our planet, think again because our Earth is really small compared to other Earth-like planets we've just merely observed with telescopes. Even
Mm,
though we can't quite make up the full composition of the planet, but it's willing to bet that it's made of iron. It's a carbon-based planet. It's a carbon planet, and so most likely it has rock. It's a rocky world. Might have oceans. Might have oxygen. Don't know for sure, but know for sure it's a rocky planet. It's roughly the Goldilocks zone, so it's likely to have a habitable zone. But these planets are like 3 times the size of our own. Some of them bigger, maybe a few smaller, not many. But I don't know. I just feel like there's better ways for them to get resources. And furthermore, if they're an intergalactic traveling species, why the fuck do they need iron from a small rocky planet?
that's
They could get that from a comet.
yeah. Honestly, that's super fair. Not to mention we have just literally a huge belt of just meteors just hanging out,
Right.
just
And not to
fucking
mention, if they can travel intergalactic, they probably don't need resources like iron anyway. They're looking to harvest star energy or something like that.
right. So I think that the word intergalactic is
Well, I
like
should say.
yeah, right. So I don't think that there's a word for like what we're talking about. Like I think that anything just
I'm talking about just simple aliens capable of traveling just in our own solar system,
right. So no, I was
not even
right.
not
So
our
I
solar
was
system.
yeah, I was talking about just purely based on the wording of like how we're describing it, because like intergalactic travel implies that we are a like they that whatever is doing it would be able to move in between galaxies, which is why interplanetary would be between planets. I don't think that there is a word for traveling between like different star clusters or like different fucking like nebulas and stuff like that. Internebulous, if that's a word. Fuck, dude, I got Google. Let's do it.
Do it.
Internebulous. It is not a word, but I imagine that's what the word would be. So But anyway, that I just realized that was a whole thing. My bad on that whole side tangent, but
Oh, you ready for like side tangent? This is completely off subject to anything we talked about tonight. But did you know that in the very first Mega Man X, you can actually get Zero's blade, and it's not Zero's blade.
what?
Yup, it's an achievement. I found it on the X Legacy Collection. I was like, get Zero's blade in Mega Man X. Wait a minute, hold up, something ain't right. Um, no, there's like a whole like way to do it, but when you do get it, all it is just the same upgraded Buster that you would get from getting the Buster upgrade. Or at least I noticed no difference in the amount of damage you can output with it.
Z Saber Mega Man X. Uh
Or maybe it's the X2.
oh. Wait. Yeah, see, I I'm think I'm with this guy in this. So someone else was like, I just played through Mega Man X and got the upgraded blaster before the Sigma stage. When I did the stage though, when Zero normally gives you the upgraded gun that has all the abilities of the standard, but also has the Z sword. Is there any way? Is there just no way to get the sword at this point? And someone was like, Zero doesn't even have a sword in this game. I think you're confusing this with X3, which I feel like that's true as well. I know that that was a thing in 3, but if it's a thing in 1, then that's fucking news to me, man.
Well, I'm gonna have to go take a look.
Yeah, because like I said, I know you can get it in 3, and I think because there's three there's one big thing in the first 3 X games that are like super secret, right? And 1 you have the Hadoken, and then in 2 we have the Shoryuken, and in 3 you have like the
Oh,
gold arm.
excuse me. It's not Zero's saber. It's just Zero's arm part.
Oh yeah. That's just what happens if you don't get the if you don't find the blaster upgrade in Flame Mammoth stage. You get it at the point whenever Vile fucking you fight Vile.
Gotcha.
Because that was how I got it originally. Actually,
But I was just going through and trying to get trophies on the Legacy Collection, and I was
right.
just like, and it all started because your boy was surfing YouTube and came across that ultimate guitar cover
Dude,
of Heatniks. It
let me
was
tell you, I'm just saying, good fucking luck on getting all the trophies when they for all the ones involving X6. Because fuck me, that game is hard. I just I can't with that game, man. X4 is my jam now. I'll fuck that game up all day. I beat that shit in like an hour.
Oh yeah, X4 ain't nothing. Actually, I spent one night actually and beat it all 3 times with all 3 armor sets.
Dude, it's super fun now. Like it's easy, but it's super fun. Actually, the hardest part literally is fucking the very last fucking part of the Sigma fight, just because he's he's just fucking constantly like teleporting and shit, and he's got the 2 health bars, and it's just annoying. And then
Yes.
the part where you fight General, just because you can only hit him in the face, which if you're
Yeah,
playing,
that part was a little tricky.
yeah, if you're playing a Zero, it's just fucking tedious as hell. You're just like, fuck, man, you and your
Yeah, it's
stupid
a little
ass
tricky.
robot mustache. Oh
And
shit!
then you do go noble at the end.
Right. Oh my god. Let me tell you though, that fucking cutscene though, whenever Iris dies, that is some fucking prime
Ooh.
voice acting, man. Let me fucking tell you. That is by far one of the best fucking cutscenes in any game I've ever seen. Like, ugh. Takes me back.
I always remember being a kid when you first figure out that double is a double.
Right? You're just, oh my god.
That son of a bitch, he was
Just-
my friend.
Right? Just blown away. Just like, oh, wow. Like, just,
And now it makes sense that his name's Double.
right? Yeah, like, that was the most surprising shit in the world. Like, oh my god. They're fucking, they're dropping the Mega Man Battle Network collection here in April. If
Oh.
you've never played those games, dude, they're fucking good.
I actually thought about buying the Mega Man collection just to go play regular Mega Man again.
Oh, dude,
'Cause
fuck that. That shit's
That
hard.
is fucking hard.
Yeah, that shit's
Yeah,
too
that
hard.
shit is hard. I
But-
don't care if you have that shit on rookie mode or not. It's just hard.
Dude,
Like
rookie
the
mode don't
enemy-
even change nothing. Like, I think literally all it does is like you take like one segment or two less of damage or some shit like that, or you deal slightly more damage. But it's like, it's basically negligible. Because
Well,
like,
I notice on the X collections, I do notice a difference when you're on rookie mode or off rookie mode with the bosses and the patterns they use when they're fighting you. Their patterns
Oh.
are slightly different.
oh yeah, no, in regular Mega Man, it don't do shit as far as I fucking notice, and especially when you're playing the stage itself, because that's where most people die. It's just the stage. It's not even really the bosses. The bosses aren't really that bad. They have
That's
like
right.
2 attacks.
And it's just because Mega Man's movements are so like weak.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I mean, it's
Or
old,
it
man.
just feels like it's playing it.
I think Mega Man's almost 40 years old, dude. Like, let me check.
I don't know. I used to. One of my favorite ones was Mega Man 8. Like I had played that one like a lot.
I don't give a fuck about how old Megan something is. 35 years, dude. So I was technically right. It's technically almost 40 years old. Shit, dude. Damn. Oh, yeah. Mega Man is the same age as Final Fantasy. Isn't that fucking wild, dude? They came out the same year.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude, if you've ever, I don't know if you've ever looked at the timeline of, like video game releases, but it's wild, dude. Along with, it's the same thing with movie release dates. Like, I did not know a lot of things were released in the windows they were, because I don't know about you, but for me, basically from 2000 to about 2005 was all just kind of a blur for me. And so, and honestly, most huge media that comes from our childhood came out between 1998 and 2006. Unless it's like, Disney shit. That it came out before then, probably. But that was most of it. Like, Shrek is older than, like, a bunch of shit. Because Shrek came out in 2001.
Oh, indeed.
2001 movie releases. Like fucking dude, not another teen movie and Joe Dirt came out the same year as Shrek. A lot.
There's not another teen
So
movie
did
is really.
Donnie Darko.
You know that not another teen movie is probably why, um, is probably where the joke "That's America's ass" actually originated from,
Oh shit, word.
because he has that banana split scene,
Oh yeah.
and you actually see his bare ass with the banana and the whipped cream.
Oh my god, dude. I'm looking at like
Talks about it, but I didn't forget about it.
this fucking list. So many
And then, of
movies
course,
came out in 2001, dude.
when he was wearing the Captain America outfit, of course, it just defined that ass that much more. So, of course, everyone is America's ass.
Did you fucking know? No shit. Lord of the Fellowship of the Ring came out in 2001.
That makes
Atlantis. Atlantis fucking came out in 2001, dude. Hell yeah. So did Zoolander. How High? Dude, How High slaps.
That's right.
That one movie where fucking what's his name?
That makes sense that Fellowship of the Ring came out 2001, because when Return of the King came out, I remember that movie like was revolutionary for the time because of its graphics, and that was only like 2003.
No, it came out the next year. It was 2002 because they came out every year. Kind of crazy that they did it 1, 2, and 3.
Right, but Return of the King was the third movie.
Oh, I thought for some reason I thought you said Two Towers.
No, it was Return of the King. Don't get me wrong, like all three movies were really good, and I'm sure they like the first two definitely won a bunch of awards, but I know like Return of the King was like uber like talked about just because of the final battle scene and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
and the graphics.
Goddamn, dude.
And of course,
2001 was just apparently the fucking year for goddamn movies, dude. Like Tremors 3 came out then. Fucking Jimmy Neutron, Jason X, The Animal. Goddamn. 2002 came out in 2001. Hell yeah. This is the most. What? Oh shit, dude! Fucking Baby Boy came out in 2001. I forgot about that movie. Fuck. Why are there so many fucking? See, this is what I'm talking about, dude. Like all of these fucking movies that just came out in 2001, like feel like they came out over the course of like 10 years. They all came out the same year. Monsters Inc. came out in 2001.
God, there's a lot of
damn
huge
it.
hits that year, dude. I really think like the last good peak with the movies was between the year 2000 and 2010.
I was actually looking into that, and I think, shit, dude, Tom Green's Freddy Got Fingered. Fuck me.
Everybody's daddy.
Jay and Silent Bob was 2001. So was Super Troopers.
Silent Bob and Jay Strikes Back.
Yeah, no, literally 2001, I think, was the year for movies. Pearl Harbor came out that year.
For me, like 2004, 2006 are like big years that stand out for me.
Dude, let's check it out, dude. Let's do 2004. Because you never know what we'll find. So, 2004 popular movies. We got Polar Express. That did slap, dude.
Wow.
Right.
I forgot that was 2004.
See what I'm fucking talking about, dude?
And that's just the first title. Damn.
Bro, Harry Potter, the third movie, came out in 2004.
I think I'm gonna throw up.
But also, so check it, right? So like Polar Express.
Just Oh my god, I'm old.
Yeah, so Polar Express came out the same, and this, like, I'm still like a fucking full on child at this point. It feels like, even though, like, I guess technically I am. I'm like 12, and you're like only a couple years older than me, so you know.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. So Polar Express was like that was like the last kid movie that I was like, hell yeah. But also, it came out the same year as Howl's Moving Castle, but also Troy and the fucking Alamo movie, and also Team America and Dodgeball and Napoleon Dynamite and Anchorman, Starsky and Hutch, Shrek 2, Fat Albert, White Chicks. Oh yeah, that was what it was. Shrek is fucking older than White Chicks, dude.
Yes.
Didn't know that like until a couple months ago. I was like, "Oh shit."
I'll believe it, man. There are parents out there that are younger than Shrek.
Yeah. I mean, Shrek's fucking
That's not
21 years old, dog.
yeah, it's not that big of a shocking thing because
The Incredibles came out in 2004. So yeah, so pop back to popular movies. We got Closer, Girl Next Door, Day After Tomorrow. Oh man, some movies I've never seen before. You Got Served came out that fucking year. God damn. Oh shit. The Grudge, Butterfly Effect. Oh fuck,
yeah,
dude. The Passion of the Christ came out that year. But so did
that's
but so did The Notebook.
yeah. The Notebook was a huge hit too.
Right, and so was Passion. But also Phantom of the Opera, Dawn of the Dead, Meet the
Definitely
Fockers.
love Dawn of the Dead. Love Dawn of the Dead.
Right.
That was a good remake.
Series of Unfortunate Events, the one with Jim Carrey, obviously. Van Helsing, the SpongeBob movie, National
Actually,
Treasure.
oh yeah, that
Right.
was another good.
Yeah, so 2004 did slap pretty hard. 13
Who
going
didn't
on
want?
30. We got crime movies, war movies, documentaries. Who gives a fuck about documentaries, dude? Let's. Oh,
No.
fuck, dude. Chronicles of Riddick came out that year.
Did you watch the new one?
The one from what, like 2013 or something like that?
No, like they actually just came out with a new Riddick movie not too long ago.
Oh, they fucking didn't, dude. Don't lie to me like that. Riddick. Yeah, 2013. It was the last one.
Oh, maybe they were talking about.
Yeah,
There's
they
supposed to be
are.
a new one.
Yeah, they are working on Riddick 4.
Gotcha. Okay, so
Yeah,
it hasn't come out. You got it already.
yeah. Riddick 4. They said they were looking at like a 2024 release window. Which, fuck yeah, dude. I am all about some more Riddick. That shit is so good.
Yeah, because Vin Diesel can still play that part like a motherfucker.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. It feels a little weird. Like, I don't know
As
when
long
you
as it's not
most
like
recently
a
watched the 2013 Riddick, but man, it really feels weird watching fucking Dominic Toretto
I don't know,
say
man.
anything other than family, especially after they just flew a fucking car into space in the last Fast and Furious movie. So, you know.
And fuck it.
Bro, look, I think if you haven't seen that movie, I think that's something that we should fucking do.
I don't. I don't know if I want to see it. I don't want to see a car drive into space.
Dude, trust me, it's dope.
I
Like,
mean, I know we're already in fantasy with this movie series, but god damn.
look, so we went to like Fantasy Town whenever the movie with The Rock got introduced, and they were like fucking flinging a safe from a bank like all around the road in the city. That was when it was like too over the top. And
And
I
I think
think
it's Family Guy's fault that Fast and the Furious is still going.
yeah. So my thoughts with Fast and Furious 10, right? It's number 10. It's the big one, dude. There's only one, like a couple different ways they can go with this that I will accept as the true successor to this, and that's either A, they fucking. And keep in mind, it was the two black guys they sent to space, and they don't go get them. Like, they send them into space, and then they just move on. So,
Desmond the Moon Bear.
yeah, so
I like it.
yeah, so our boy is up in space, which I love that one of them is canonically ludicrous. Uh, the only way I want this to continue forward is either A, they fucking like fly back down to the planet and like it's still the same planet and like shit's going on, but they're like, what the hell, where is everybody? And then they find Dom, but it's actually not Dom. It's Vin Diesel's character from Triple X, and they have to street race him. That's option one, which I feel is pretty funny.
I feel like somewhere in there they need to like bring back the original Fast and the Furious and just have a clip back. Just
So
bring Ja Rule back as he's getting sent into space and he's just mad because he knows he just got screwed over.
yeah, so the big theory is that like something's gonna like happen and they're gonna end up going back in time. And like, I mean, sure, that's funny, but it's not as good, you know. Option number two for me is that they just keep driving through space, right? And they end up in fucking they end up in Riddick. That's where it's at. They just end up in Riddick and they street race Riddick. I don't fucking know. They're just there. But the one I want the most is they're like, oh fuck, dude, we got to get back, and they drift in space so hard that they end up in heaven and they have to street race God. That's the one I fucking want. That would just be the most fantastic shot I've ever seen in my life. Especially if they got fucking Vin Diesel to play God. God damn it. Or Jack Black. That could be funny.
Yeah, and they just do some terrible CG and Paul Walker just.
Oh, dude. Like they did when he died? Man, I don't think anybody was more disrespected when they died than fucking Paul Walker, dude. Like, the internet just went wild with fucking memes. Like, he didn't even do anything.
No, he was a good dude. He wasn't a bad guy at all.
Yeah, he just died in a car wreck. And they're like, oh, shit. Although everybody did make fun of Kobe when he died.
Oh, yeah, they did. In fact,
Look.
And the way he died was real fucking tragic, too, because I think his daughter lost her life, too.
Yeah, it was like everybody in the helicopter or some shit. Or at least almost everybody. And I'm not gonna lie, one of them did fucking get me.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
It was, dude. It was literally just a shitty drawing of a Grim Reaper just being like Kobe with the helicopter. That was it. Pissed me off. I was so mad. That was the one that fucking got me, dude. Fuck off. It's so stupid. God damn. So this dude, you know, I think this has been a solid first episode so far. Like, got a little bit more time, but I just want to, I don't know, just kind of wanted to point it out. Like, I felt like this was solid. Like, there wasn't much, like, I know that there were pauses and stuff, and, you know, I was just, like, not talking for, like, a few moments, especially if I had to, like, look something up or I had to fix my fucking stream shit or whatever, but I felt like it was solid. I think this is something I could keep doing.
Yeah, man. I'd love doing this kind of stuff, too, especially since we're not doing, like, live video. We're just doing audio.
Yeah.
I think doing it this way would be cool.
You know, I would like to. So my whole plan with this is, like, I plan it for it to generally be like a solo podcast. Like, I would like to have people involved, but I know that that's unrealistic, especially with the way that I have to stream shit and like record. It's very. It's not on a schedule, so I have to just kind of do it when I can. So, like I said, I would like to have people involved, and I know that I will have people involved. But my a goal at some point is to have enough people going to where, uh, have enough people watching and stuff. So like when I am doing like a solo episode or whatever, I can just essentially have the my Tommy Ray Hanley Discord just set up, and people will just join that Discord, so they'll know that I'm going live anyway, and shit like that. Essentially, just have a single, or like have a voice channel up, and have just one other single spot open in the voice channel, and just have, you know, people come in. I just fucking chit chat and shit with them for a bit. I don't know.
Dude,
Just...
I
Sorry, go ahead.
like that'd be fucking cool. Like, and if you can, like, you can send me a link. Like, I know you don't get on Facebook anymore, but I can fucking share links and shit.
Yeah, so that's something else. Like, I'm gonna be working on is being more present on social medias, especially as my persona of Tommy Ray Hanley, not so much as me as a person. My personal Facebook, that shit's just gonna stay dead. I don't even have a personal Twitter. I only have the Tommy Ray Twitter, so that's nice. Same thing with TikTok. I don't have a personal TikTok. I don't get on that shit. But god damn it, if I'm not gonna be fucking posting on TikTok, especially with shit like this is so easy to do. I can literally just take it, cut it up into little tiny segments, fucking put some text over it and shit, and just be like, bam, TikTok, there you go, fuck off.
I'm on the phone with Solder.
But yeah, man, fucking, I will. I definitely, like I said, I plan on being more present on social media again. Uh, my my Tommy Ray Facebook page will start getting posts again. Uh, I'll be on Twitter more. I know I'm not the best at doing the social media thing, but I mean, shit, dude. The worst thing that's gonna happen is I'm gonna get on there. I'm gonna say something. People will be like, "You're retarded," and I'm like, "Hey, guess what? I already knew that."
Right?
Like,
I think I'd get called retarded first.
yeah, fair enough. Oh man. So I found I've been slowly building a playlist for Christmas music that's not just regular Christmas music. And I found out that both Gucci Mane and the Ying Yang Twins have Christmas albums.
They just released this year?
No, they've been out for years.
Oh.
Which is wild because I just didn't know. Like, let me pull up the names of some of these. Yin Yang Twins Christmas. Okay, so it's called the Yin Yang Twins. One is called The Yin and the Yang of the Holidays. Yeah. And they have songs such as Deck the Club, Sleigh Ride, Ho Ho Ho.
Oh,
Yeah.
surprising.
And then Gucci Mane Christmas. He's got a song called Street Nigga Christmas. All right. So he's got All I Want for Christmas, 12 Days of Christmas, Saint Brick, So Icy Christmas, The Return of East Atlanta Santa, as I think the Yeah, that is the album name. Is The Return of East Atlanta Santa. With Saint Brick, I Can't Walk on Water, both featuring Drake. Stutter, Drove You Crazy. Yeah, he's just got regular song names. It's not as good as the Yin Yang Twins one. But the most important one that I have found, song that I found so far, was not even like an actual song. I mean, it is, but it wasn't like it's a promotional song for, of all things, Kool-Aid, and it is a song called "All I Want for Christmas" by Lil Jon, featuring the Kool-Aid Man. And I can tell by your silence that you're going to take a couple seconds to process this to see whether or not I'm telling you the truth. But I am. And if you actually look in the Discord, right above old Sharkman Frank is that playlist that I'm talking about, titled New Christmas Music, parentheses, that other shit is garbage and played the fuck out.
God damn.
On that playlist, you will find some of these songs. Also, on this playlist, which I didn't know happened, whenever they made The Grinch with Jim Carrey, on the soundtrack, apparently Jim Carrey did a song with Busta Rhymes about The Grinch.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's on the playlist. The playlist is good except for like that song. That song's not great, but I put it on there because it's The Grinch with Busta Rhymes. It may be some of the best shit I've ever put together, to be perfectly honest.
You know the best shit to do when you eat sushi? Is I always
fuck. You're eating
extra
sushi?
cut. Yeah, I just got a sushi roll.
You fucking bitch.
I know.
I was just fucking with you. It's all good. I had I made pasta with like meatballs and shit, so I'm solid.
Ooh, hell yeah.
Bro, we got a Costco card, so we went to Costco, and they had this package of like a fuckload of meatballs for like $10. They were cranberry jalapeno meatballs.
Dude, I'm gonna have to come talk to y'all about.
I got that in at Costco, dog. Honestly, man, you should just get a Costco card if you want to go to Costco. Like, it's $60 a year. You don't gotta like do anything. You literally just walk in there and be like, "Yeah, I want to buy a card," and they'll be like, "Okay." Like, I thought it was like a special thing you had to do. No, you just got to give them $60. It was quite surprising, honestly.
That's not too bad at all.
Right. All they do is they take your picture and have your like phone number and shit on file, but that's it. Some pretty regular shit. Hey, you can literally you can go and start shopping like the moment you get the card.
Yeah.
So, which like you'll get it while you're there, so it's dope.
Yeah, my grandma used to have a Costco card.
Yeah, we found a bunch of shit up in there.
I miss my grandma.
Yeah.
But
you can
dude, Costco's the way to go.
Dude,
I know, like
you can
between
get just full on, just like big ass racks of ribs up there. Like, Chelsea was like, "Damn, that's expensive for ribs," and I looked at it and it was like, it was like fucking $20 a pound or some shit like that, or $10 a pound or something. I don't. Yeah, it was $10 a pound. but it was like 20 pounds of ribs. And I was like, yeah, it's because it's 20 pounds of ribs, man. Like, what are you talking? What do you mean it's expensive? Like, of course it's expensive. That's a lot of ribs.
Yeah. Big ass rack of rib.
Fuck yeah, dude. I couldn't eat no fucking 20 pounds of anything. But imagine if I could, though.
Imagine the record you could shatter.
Dude, I could get famous just from eating 20 pounds of anything. Damn.
Maybe.
You know, now that's got me interested, dude. That's just gonna be what this podcast turns into. It's just us talking about something, and then me being like, you know what? I'm gonna Google that. Most ever eaten. The largest meal someone has ever eaten. That doesn't. Oh, here we go. Guinness. Guinness knows. They are the ones that do the world records. Okay.
Indeed.
This record has not been broken in almost 30 years.
Oh, damn.
According to correspondence published in the medical journal, The Lancet, volume 325, issue 8432, on the 6th of April, 1985. The largest documented meal consumed by one person weighed 19 pounds. So if I could eat 20 pounds, I could break this record. But it consisted of
I don't know why that was shot in the dark.
right, 1 pound of liver, 2 pounds of kidneys, half a pound of steak, 2 eggs, which was I get 2 eggs. I don't know why they didn't weigh that. 1 pound of cheese, 2 large slices of bread, 1 pound of mushrooms, 2 pounds of carrots, 1 cauliflower, 10 peaches, 4 pears, 2 apples, 4 bananas, 2 pounds of plums, 2 pounds of grapes, and 2 glasses of milk. And the patient was a 23-year-old female model.
She was a model and she ate 19 pounds of food. God damn.
Mm-hmm. That is, you know what?
If she hasn't wifed yet, someone should wife her.
I am actually curious about, like, what has happened this year in the world of Guinness. You know? Like, this isn't a thing that, like, people really seem to go out of their way about. At least not, like, anybody that, like, I know
Not
personally.
Anymore. When I was younger, I used to care about world records and things like that.
Oh, yeah, dude. Like, I used to get those every fucking year for Christmas.
Yeah, dude. I love the Guinness Book of World Records.
Which,
so I was like, ooh, one year I'm going to try to break one of these.
You do know that the Guinness World Records is, like, the same company as the beer, right?
Why is that not surprising?
Yeah, like, bruh. Hold up.
Like, I legit did not know that. But
the founding of Guinness World Records. Oh, there's 2 N's in Guinness. All right. This is going to straight fuck you up. All right, so. The origin story. Guinness World Records, originally the Guinness Book of Records, the ultimate authority on record-breaking achievements, started out as an idea for a book of facts to solve arguments in pubs. The idea came about in the early 1950s when Sir Hugh Beaver, managing director of the Guinness Brewery, attended a shooting party in County Wexford. There, he and his host argued about the fastest game bird in Europe and failed to find an answer in any reference book. In 1954, recalling his shooting party argument, Sir Hugh had the idea for a Guinness promotion based on the idea of settling pub arguments and invited the twins Norris and Ross McWhirter, who were fact finding researchers from Fleet Street, to compile a book of facts and figures. Guinness Superlatives was incorporated on November 30th, and the office opened in 2 rooms in a converted gymnasium on the top floor of Ludgate House, 107 Fleet Street. After an initial research phase, work began on writing the book, which took 13 and a half 90-hour weeks, including weekends and bank holidays. Little did the McWhirters know that Taking Shape was a book that would go on to become an all-time bestseller and one of the most recognized and trusted brands in the world. Although the books never did tackle the question of the bird, owing their focus purely on world records, the red-breasted merganser would be the most likely answer. It is fully migratory and still occasionally hunted. So yeah, now you know the the history of the founding of Guinness.
That's awesome.
Dude, right? Literally just some drunk guys being like, you know what? Fuck you, that's wrong.
Bet your ass is wrong.
I love that his name is Hugh Beaver. I cannot get over the fact.
Another fun fact, like, you know, like how Westerns always show, like, the draw, like, shootouts, stuff like that, where 2 guys line up at sunrise and shoot each other.
It's
that shit.
noon. Yeah, that's just wild. I wonder what kind of record you could do and break, like right now. One that's not been done. Well, I guess set a record. Because, like, they gotta accept it. It could technically be a record that nobody has. Or, like, a record that, so, like, they have, like, rules and shit. And, like, you could have a record that follows all their rules and they just not accept it because they're just like, no, we don't want that. Like, farthest quarter farted out of someone's ass. I don't know. They wouldn't like that. They wouldn't take it. Even though it's something that you could actually do, it is.
It's a record they wouldn't. Yeah, they wouldn't care about.
They'd just be like, no. That's
like who took the biggest crap.
No, I think that one is in there. Like, who took the world's biggest poop?
Well, fucking Google it. You're right there.
What do you want? World's biggest or longest?
World's biggest poop. Let's go there.
World's biggest poop.
Hold on 1 second, sir.
Okay, I lied. Guinness does not recognize this. However, they do recognize the largest dinosaur poop.
Oh, so they know the largest dinosaur poop that they've discovered.
Yeah, but they won't recognize the world's biggest poop of a human.
Yeah, I figured that's something they would care about.
Fuckers.
Like,
the world's largest.
That's why South Park made a whole episode about it.
All right, so here on news18.com, which is an NBC site, by the way, world's largest dollop of human poo belongs to a Viking man and is on display at a UK museum. According to a report, the 20 centimeter long and 5 centimeter wide human turd dates back to the 9th century. So, yeah. The longest poop is pretty funny.
Oh, man.
I'm sure he
Are you sure this is safe to take that up there right now? Are they going to be here like any moment?
Well, they're out getting ice cream, and they don't have a key. So, like, I've got my
Well, shit. Is it about
Danny.
that time?
Danny got V's daughter a rapier.
Oh, hell yeah.
A rapier. I can't remember. I think it's rapier.
Yeah, it's a rapier.
Rapier. Okay, awesome.
Word.
But yeah, he got
It
her.
is definitely
weapon.
not how everybody pronounced it as children anytime they saw that word. That is a completely different thing.
What, a rapier?
No, a raper.
Oh, right. No.
Yeah, it's totally a different thing. So I thought, as a quick last minute side tangent before we end this for the day, I had thought of a whole thing. I don't know if I told you, but earlier in the year, I was just sitting outside on a smoke break at my last job, and I was just like, man, you know what would be funny? Teaching a little kid who's just like really into fucking race cars, like NASCAR, Formula One, go karts, don't matter. Just loves race cars, dude. Super about it. Wants to be a race car driver when they grow up.
Yeah.
But you teach them, but it would be funny as shit. It'd be mean, but it'd be funny to teach them that the word for a person that drives race cars is a racist. So that whenever they get asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? They're like, I want to be a racist. They're like, what? It's like, yeah, I want to drive cars. Like, oh.
You want to be a race car driver?
No,
Yeah,
racist. I don't know why I fucking came up with that, but god damn it if it wasn't some of the funniest shit I thought of.
Mom and dad are just starstruck, like, I swear he's never said anything like this before.
Fucking goddamn. Well, shit.
What would make it even funnier is if the teacher was like someone of a different race. Like, it doesn't matter.
Right. Just like, they'd have to have a talk with the parents.
Yep.
Like, I guarantee you, they'd be like, yeah, so your son said they wanted to be a racist. What's up with that? And they're just like,
Some buff Asian guy. That'd be funny.
I wouldn't be able to, like, not, like, after I was told the situation, I wouldn't be able to not laugh. As the parent.
Yeah, especially like if the kid was definitely like at Anthony's age or something like that.
I mean, yeah.
Just because I could see a kid of Anthony's age saying something like that, not knowing what they're actually saying.
That's true. I mean, there's adults that say shit.
Yeah. That's
So.
fair.
But anyway, yeah, I think I think this has been a good session, man. I think we're gonna have to call it here for the night. I got work in the morning, but fucking hell yeah, man. Thanks for chilling, joining me on my first foray into doing a podcast.
Dude, it was an honor to be your first guest.
Hell yeah, dude. I mean, fucking, you're welcome to come back and do some more. Like I said, I don't really have a schedule, so I don't know what I'm going to be doing it, when I'm going to not be doing it. I know Sundays and Monday nights are kind of out of the question, but I'll let you know for sure.
Yeah, man, just hit me up, let me know, and we can make it happen.
Hell yeah. I don't really have like an outro or anything, so fucking for all one person, and I know who you are, who watched. Thanks, man. It's appreciated. I hope that you all lose in the raid. And that's that.
Yeah. This has been Easy Talking Radio Listening.
Easy Talking Radio Listening. I wish I had the smoker voice right now. 1067. The ass.